Hey, it's your book hound here. Thanks for being with us today. We're going to be reviewing The Judges List by John Grisham. But first, if you like what you see here, I hope you'll hit subscribe. We got great reviews coming at you every week with cool special offers and all kinds of great stuff. Meanwhile, I have a big confession to make. This is the first time I ever read a John Grisham book. Now, I know you're probably surprised, like, you're the book hound, right? You must have read everything. Well, I haven't. I had never actually read a John Grisham book before, although I'd seen the movie with Tom Cruise and all kinds of stuff like that. But let's talk about The Judges List. The Judges List features a character named Lacy Stoltz. She's a lawyer, and she works in an office for the state government of Florida. It's this weird little department that no one ever heard of. Their job is to investigate complaints made against judges in the state of Florida, like if there's some accusation of a breach of ethics or other wrongdoing by a judge. This is the office that investigates it, and then they take it to some sort of court, and the judges are disciplined or whatever. It sounds like a really boring job, and it is. This is the issue. As the book opens, you've got Lacy, who's turning 40, who's been at this place for about 12 years. She's bored. Her career is going nowhere. She's really questioning, what am I doing? She needs another job. It's almost getting like too late for her to find another job. She's having trouble. And at the same time, she's in this relationship with an FBI agent named Allie, and they really love each other, but it's not really clear if they can commit. So that's kind of like a subplot that Grisham is going to delve into as the book goes on. But what's happening in the book is pretty early on. Lacy is approached by a woman named Jerry, who's a middle-aged African-American college professor, and Jerry is very frightened that her life is in danger, and she meets, secretly with Lacy. She won't even tell her name, won't come into the office, won't email her anything. Jerry is convinced that her father was murdered by a judge. Now, this sounds really crazy, but as Lacy listens, she starts to hear, okay, there's some very unusual circumstances connecting the judge in question to Jerry's father. Jerry is obsessed with this. She's been investigating this on her own for years. She has found other murders that she suspects have been committed by this judge. They all have a certain signature to the killing, and it looks pretty suspicious. But Lacy has a problem. She's not an investigator, and her office is not set up for this. She tells Jerry, you got to go to the police with this. Jerry's like, no, I can't. He's a judge. He'll find out. He'll kill me. So you're kind of wondering, well, where is this going to go? So Lacy decides to at least look into it, and she gets drawn into this mystery. And so the book proceeds in parallel. You start to see this judge, and what's going on with this judge? Is he really doing this? And you get the story from his perspective, and the mystery unfolds from there. And it's pretty good mystery, pretty good suspense. My only complaint about this book, and I'm realizing now as I do these reviews that I'm having this complaint about a number of books by major authors, which is that it's a little long. This is a 450-page book, and some of it feels a little bit padded. Like, for example, you get into a whole thing about Jerry's family backstory, and you're kind of like, do we really need to know this? It's kind of like, and I have a sense that these major authors were asked to produce long books of 150,000 words or whatever, whereas if you were a new author, you would be rejected for submitting a book that long. So it's kind of an interesting thing. I think there's a sense that if you're going to sell a book at a bookstore, it has to be a certain size for people to fork over their $14.99 or whatever. But it can end up being the book feeling a little bit long. But it's John Grisham. He does a great job, and you find yourself interested in the characters, and he's got the suspense cranked up. So maybe check it out.